This is my first video back in a while, which is pretty crazy considering where I was in my last video. I'm going to start posting more frequently, so you can subscribe if you want. It's going to be mostly mindset videos, life lessons, things like that. But today's video is going to be about recognition and how to reach your goals and change your habits in your life in the most effective way possible. So I actually came to this consensus, or I guess realization, yesterday. I was kind of doing my thing, and one of my goals for my New Year's resolution is to have 2 streams of income, which is a pretty hefty goal for a 19-year-old, at least for me. And right now, just to kind of put it into perspective, I have a job which is like an amazing job, and thankfully it allows me a lot of flexibility. I kind of control how much I make based on how much effort I put into it, that sort of thing. Again, I am very lucky to have that job. But yesterday, as I was working, I realized I'm putting so much effort and time into this job, and while that is a good thing, obviously making money is great, having a secure job like that is great, and making money from that is great. I realized that although I'm spending a lot of time there, I could be instead using that time to work on my own personal goals, my personal income and finance goals instead. And law of diminishing return, where I can work 10 plus hours a day on this job and make a lot of money, but is there a certain point where I say, okay, instead of working at this job, I should work for myself and build something for myself instead? And so yesterday, once I realized that, okay, well, why am I doing this? Like, I started getting upset with myself. Why shouldn't I have realized this earlier, that I should be spending more time on my own goals instead of at a job that who knows, they could fire me whenever. And that is the point of this video, which is, once I realized that, I started getting angry at myself for not realizing this sooner, or having this bad habit of putting too much effort into something where my time could be spent somewhere else. And this has happened to me a lot in the past, where I've realized something and then I've gotten mad at myself for either not realizing it earlier or just doing it in general. But that's the power of recognition, and that is the first step to changing something in your life, is recognizing. And I'm sure you've heard this quote: the first step to fixing a problem is recognizing that there even is a problem in the first place. And so once you realize that, you start to understand that once you realize the problem, you think you're 10 steps behind, but in reality, you're actually 1 step ahead. Like, you're 1 step into fixing the problem. And so, I have countless examples, honestly, of when this has happened in my life, of where, okay, I've recognized a problem, I get upset with myself, why shouldn't I have recognized this earlier, blah, blah, blah. And then I realize, okay, wait, actually, most people don't even get to that part. Most people don't even get to the recognition part. So the fact that you even realize that there's a problem, that's the first step in the right direction. So this is like an area of your life where instead of being angry, you can be grateful and happy that you were able to do it, And so, obviously this is a pretty niche scenario, but this can be really applied to anywhere in your life. Say you wake up one day and realize, oh my gosh, I am so out of shape, I eat so unhealthy, why have I let my life get like this, whatever. Instead of being like basically drowning in your sorrows of, wow, I'm an awful person for letting myself go, instead be like, wow, most people just live their life not even realizing that they need to change. So the fact that I am realizing that is awesome. And once you start replacing anger in these sort of situations, honestly in any situation, but this one specifically, with gratitude and thankfulness, it makes it 10 times easier to start reaching towards your goals and doing things. And I'll give you an example. I tried for the longest time to become a morning person, and every time I would wake up late or sleep in, I'd get so upset with myself. Why did I let myself sleep in? Why didn't I get up to the alarm? Why did I snooze? I'm so lazy. But it was only when I started saying, okay, well, you know what? At least today I woke up 2 hours earlier than I did before. Or at least I, realized that I shouldn't be sleeping in this late. Taking into consideration the tiny little steps you've made towards a goal, instead of thinking of all the things you've done that are not towards your goal, kind of shifting that perspective changes everything. It changes everything. And I think that giving yourself grace in that kind of situation just allows for so much more growth that most people, again, will never understand. They'll never get to that point where they can say, I'm proud of myself for doing this small thing, and not, oh my gosh, I'm an awful person, because every small step should count. The moral of this video is 2 things. You already have heard this, I'm sure, but the first step to fixing a problem is recognizing the problem. And 2 is replace gratitude for anger. Replace anger for gratitude in as many situations as you can, and that will get you so much farther. If you watched to the end of the video, comment below the word core power. And yeah, if you watch to the end without skipping or getting distracted, then your attention span is amazing, and so good job.